All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Digital, and along with me, Oscar Sandin, Quicksand, a new cast on the scene, and we're happy to bring you LPL Valorant Evolution Season 7 Grand Finals. It's going to be Ricecrackers versus Rain Academy, and a best of 3 series, as befitting of a Grand Finals, quick and easy. But Oscar, how are you feeling, huh? First Valorant proper cast.
First Valorant proper cast, man. Look, you and me, we've had a bit of a mojo, a bit of a groove together. We managed to go out do some crazy stuff at a desk. Well, I felt like Iron Man. We're getting stuff with earpieces, so I feel like we know each other well enough to get this going. I'm someone who normally casts League, so Valorant is certainly well out of the normal range of what I know how to cast. But I know you are a fantastic Valorant caster, so I'll follow your lead.
All right, perfect. That's all I really need. And of course, just to be entertaining, be yourself. That's all it is. But now let's talk about the teams. Well, first of all, the vetoes as well, actually, because it's going to be a 3-mapper. And as far as I'm concerned, Rain, they ban Haven. Ricecrackers ban Pearl. Rain picks Bind to start on the seats, and Ricecrackers starts on defense. Ricecrackers picks Ascent. Rain starts on defense. Ban Breeze by Rain. Ricecrackers bans Fracture. Icebox will be the decider. Rain to start on the attacking side. Now, essentially, this is going to be Bind, Ascent, and Icebox. Stock standard, 3 maps, and I feel like, it's maps that you're familiar with as well. But to start on Bind, and from the little, I wouldn't say scrimbucks, but just a little insider info from our lovely observer, he's telling us that Ricecrackers are actually really good at Bind.
Well, Bind's the dusty ass map, yeah, the one with the
Yes.
teleport on the middle.
Yes.
Yes. So I've actually hosted a fair bit of Valorant. I haven't been casting of the games, but I've been able to get an understanding of the maps, some of the agents as we go in. And surprisingly, Bind was a map that I saw very often, at least in some of the leagues in North America, was a map that was taken out of the picks a lot. I saw Icebox almost every single time, but Bind was the one that was removed every single time. Is there a reason? What kind of a map is Bind as we go into our first game?
Well, Bind is a map that I would really think favors the attack side, considering, the TPs, like you said, right? They can either go outside of B long and then just take map control, get a few kills, and then last minute, when they've drawn the rotations over defensively, they can take the teleport outside of B long to emergency rotate across the map over towards the A site, quick way into showers. And as for A main, A mid, they can also, last minute TP over towards the B side into hookah. So it's fast rotations for the attack side, and as for defense, it maybe can allow for, I would say, early flank potential, but for defense, there's always the risk, because those parts of the map that you come through out of the TP, it's usually not really your territory and domain. And if a team can really play, I reckon, aggressively on defense and take that control and just work together well as a team, comboing util, they should, in theory, have an advantage even on defense. But for the most part, in my opinion, slightly more attack-sided. And Ricecracker, this team, I think they're pretty good at attack. Some of the players are very fast and very, very agile.
So you mentioned the attacker-sided values of the Bind map and how there are different ways to go around it through that teleporter in the middle, how each of the different sites is pressured and played. But because of these differences, I know that every map obviously has agents that are preferred upon it.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
if we're looking towards Bind, for example, I know Icebox, you want Viper, you want someone like Sage, people who can change environment, close up those long angles. What about something like Bind? What do you want to do? Who do you want to play?
I think for Bind, it's a map that a lot of teams, especially in the pro scene, they kind of got sick of, because I wouldn't call it stale, but like you said, it's a dusty ass old map. Not much has changed about it, right? And as for the meta, I honestly reckon a lot of things work. Viper, in my opinion, works. It's not played as much on pro teams. You can play any smoker you want, so it's a very versatile and, in my opinion, very balanced map, surprisingly, despite what I said at the start. Duelist-wise, I think Raze probably is the go-to duelist for this map. You don't really want to be playing Jet anymore. The util doesn't combo well into those tight choke points, and Yoru has been attempted to limited success, I reckon. But Initiators, not stressed. You can have some intel gathering util for Sova. Fade works as well. Sky even as well. The flashes and of course the dogs. So all I can say is there's not necessarily a super defined meta for agents, aside from, in my opinion, Raze being probably the only duelist that you should play on any team on Bind. But everyone else, it's pretty flexible.
So we're keeping our eyes peeled here for Raze. Someone crazy blast packs, crazy plays. Look. I don't know that much about Raze. I remember seeing some crazy YouTuber. Was it Flight or something?
Flights. That's
They were
right.
doing like some of the most insane Raze plays I've seen in my life. So
Yeah.
if we see Raze, hopefully we get to see some of those amazing Blast Pack plays today. But if we're going to see these plays, or if we're going to see any plays at all, we need to talk about the caliber of these teams.
Mm.
So we have Reigns playing up against the Rice Crackers today. You've been following some of these teams along some of the splits. You said
Yes.
you've known a little bit about them.
Yes.
What do you think of the teams as we're moving in?
Well, look, the teams. Let's face it, right? To be realistic, this season of Evo, it's been a little bit, I would say, quiet of sorts. They are, and these two teams are undoubtedly at the very top. Neither have lost any games in the season just yet. I think it's 3-0 for both teams, Ricecracker and Rain Academy. Individual player caliber-wise, they are relatively balanced, but as far as I'm concerned, some of the players on the Ricecracker side, they kind of have a little bit more, I would say, pedigree and just experience in the game. Rain, in my opinion, is a slightly younger, a newer team, which could be unpredictable, but for Ricecracker, a player I want to point out exclusively, RX7. Even though I said Raze is a really good agent to play on Bind, this guy mains Jet, and more often than not, he finds incredible success as long as he has the operator in hand, call an op crutch, whatever it is, but he gets the job done no matter what happens. So, I think Ricecrackers, in my opinion, could honestly take this 2-0, and that's the same prediction for Crash, our observer as well. I just want to hear yours.
Oh, look, man, I don't know too much about these teams as we move into it, but first of all, you use the word pedigree. I like that word, you know. I haven't heard that much, so I'm glad to see as a fancy word used of the team called Rice Crackers, which I actually just had as a snack 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna have to go 2-0 due to snack bias, and it looks like all three of us are a little pushed here towards the Rice Cracker side, but we are now in Agent Select. So let's see if this all mentioned Raze does get locked in for both sides.
Well, there you go for Rain as well. Cookie, traditionally from what I've seen, at least in ranks, not that means much in a more scrim environment, he plays a lot of Jet. But to see him on Raze as well, that just shows the importance of this agent on Bind. Everyone else can just play a support role, essentially. That's the main duelist you should be looking for. On the flip side, though, for Ricecracker, RX7 getting off of Jet playing Chamber, perfectly understandable. Chamber being the more like current meta replacement for Jet, and just an absolute demon with the get out of jail free card from his TP when you have an operator in hand, and of course his ultimate, Total Force, basically an ultimate operator. But Quentin, last player standing, hovering the Phoenix, a double duelist, well, not the double duelist, I was thinking of Chamber, but a Phoenix on Bind, not something you see very often. He has his advantages, but very little tape of him playing on this map.
Now, you mentioned double duelist, which... Oh! Look at that! We did get to see the Raze, perhaps on Quen instead of RX7 here, on the side of Rice Crackers, but something as we load in I want to talk about is, what does it mean for a team to have two initiators, two controllers? Are teams composed with multiple people in the same role because of the playstyle or the map that they're on?
I definitely would think it only works on certain maps. Playstyle is one thing, but at a certain point, playstyles can be a little bit, I would say, one-dimensional for a team. You need to be able to go fast, go slow, take map control, or just simply win duels individually. So a team has to be multifaceted in their playstyle. That's one thing, right? But for certain maps and certain agents, I was saying Viper especially. If you play Viper, it's always beneficial to play a secondary smoker because of the nature of her util, the Viper wall and the smoke as well. Once you place it, it's basically one and done, especially the Viper wall. You can no longer pick it up later into the round. That's why, as you can see for the side of Rain, they have Jerky on the secondary smoker or primary smoker pick, depending on how you see it, as Brimstone, just as that backup insurance policy. Meanwhile, for Ricecracker, it's simply just going to be Teku on Omen, rechargeable smokes, that's all you need.
Okay, so we've got our smokers up. We're looking at what we've got Brimstone, Viper coming on with some smokes, and on the opposing side, we got the Omen just coming through, and it looks like instead of opting for another smoker, they've opted for a breach, someone with the stronger initiating power. How does that, so do they want to play more crazy, more aggressive? Like, what's going on?
I think for Ricecracker, that should set up, hopefully, for really good teamwork and set plays. The flashes as well, but Quentin, that's a fantastic dodge to start things off. The paint shots as well. The rest of the team's here to back him up. So much damage is being done early into the round. Ricecrackers 5v2. And it hasn't even been like 10 seconds.
Man, big way to kick it off. Big way to kick it off. And now Ricecrackers already with 5 members on their side. Only 2 left to go for the Reigns here. They're going to have a hard time moving around, and it's going to be a rotation around the back.
Yeah, and the worst part is it's a double smoker. They have no duelist speed or firepower. They don't have any like flashes to set them up onto a site. If we could just see what Brimstone has, though. Maybe he has a stim beacon that might actually allow them to... No, he doesn't. It's 3 smokes, though, so that's good at least, but it's going to have to be aim game. That's it for them.
Now Quinn, waiting on the corner. It's ever so slow. We see the juggle is what's going to decide it all, how they kick it off. There's only 2 members left here from Rain. If they want to take this pistol round and have a better economy, they're going to need to make something happen here. Now come around the corner. Gwen finds one, looking for the second. Rain, Brimstone, you need to make a move here, but finds nothing as a flawless pistol round here comes through for Ricecracker.
Yeah, it all chalked down to that first initial engagement. Just, you know, pedal to the metal aggression coming out from Ricecracker's down B long. It was a single flash, I believe, and then the paint shells. Mainly Quentin just doing all the heavy lifting, starting the engagements. And of course, his teammate was there to back him up. And it basically had Rain, some of those players early on, in a bit of a kill box corridor. And before you knew it, it was just the only 2 smokers left. Players that, obviously, you don't want dying first in the round, but at the same time, when they're left alone, their clutch potential is astronomically low.
Toxins going up.
Marcus is going to start looking towards bathroom, and there we go, a big pick here. I got to say, I don't know that much about this new agent. Perhaps when we have a minute and things aren't flying all over the place, take me through what she does, but we have a big engagement here going down in bathroom.
Well, there's an eco round coming out from Rain Academy, so you're not really expecting them to get much done here. Good defense, good backup as well, just to get Quentin, who's already on a few kills, to charge up his ultimate even faster into the round. And Ricecrackers still looking flawless, and they're just having a bit of a farm right now. Rain trying the best, but once again, it's Quentin to lead the engagement with his raised util, doing so much damage. And also as a hint as well, Oscar, if you hold down F1 when you're hovering over Fade, you can actually see what her abilities do.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful little tip thrown here as we take a look out. An orb thrown out here by Faye.
Yeah, just a little bit intel, maybe marking a few players, but at least there's 1 kill going the way of Rain. Binjo, the Chamber Headhunter, basically a budget guardian of sorts. Infinite range, 1 shot to the head is all it takes, but not the easiest weapon to use. You have to be ridiculously sharp on it. Teku should have a freebie here for 2.
That's right, Kuki jumps through the smoke, both through the portal, as Tekis doesn't find either. Rain, they're still holding tight here on time, 16 seconds left on the clock. They have Spike in hand, Chamber facing up against their duo.
10 seconds left.
Once again, they're clones, that's it. And now, Chamber taken out again by their own clone. Kuki alone on site, now trying to hide behind the boxes. Tekis, look at that headshot, as Ricecracker's almost another flawless round again.
Almost losing only 1 player. That was Quentin, who actually bought a Vandal at the start of that round. It's a good thing that they managed to retain it into this. You don't want to be losing that hefty investment early on, and it's paid off. 2 rounds in, Quentin, 1 point left from getting an 8-point showstopper ultimate. It's just pure damage coming out from him. A 1 kill is all it takes, or ideally go into, showers, sneakily take the ult orb, and just have it on to play against this full buy round coming out of Rain Academy, which they'll be sketchy, and they'll be predicting maybe the ult orb will be contended by Quentin. Which is the pick?
Now, we walk into our 3rd round of the game. How's the economy looking, Digital? We did have Ricecrackers take their time. They had a little bit, and what was it? We saw Reigns make a save. So what does that lead us to now? As now they're trying to push on site here. Tekis does find the first pick, and RX7 from so far away through the smoke onto the head. As Tekis finds another, and it is annihilation.
That's the only word that you can use to explain this situation right now. It's a full buy round, but it's getting completely demolished. A flawless round, a bonus buy coming out from Ricecrackers. A round that realistically you expect the Ricecrackers to maybe lose a few guns and most likely lose the round, but you don't expect them to have such a good setup with util combos, nades, and like paranoia flashes coming out from Omen, Teku as well. Just slowly but surely picking off the players of Rain 1 by 1, and especially RX7. 2 shots, I'm telling you, whenever this guy has an operator or a sniper in his hands, it's just a weapon of mass destruction. He just finds the shots that most players do not. And before you know it, you're putting Rain back onto a stiff eco. That's a round they had to win. But now, you speak of the economy, Ricecrackers, they're more than balling. They've got free gun upgrades coming into this round. And it's a tech pause, but still.
Yeah, and not too many buys to come out from Rain. All rocking the Sheriff in their back pocket, along with another Stinger here on Jerky to try and make it through a round, perhaps get some picks. Again, they want to try and deny at least a gun or 2 here from Ricecrackers, but it hasn't happened yet so far. RX-7 is nasty with the. Can we talk about the
Yeah, he
through
is.
the smoke headshot right after another pick off mid there as well? That was insane.
I don't actually think maybe Haxty's info, util, sorry, even revealed any players. I swear to God, that was just a blind shot into the smoke. But, you know, regardless, just remarkable game sense from the guy. When he plays serious, trust me, you see magical things happen. And the only thing I would say about his playstyle is that sometimes if things don't go well for his team and whatnot, the mental can take a bit of a blow. But when things are going right, it's almost unstoppable. Call it for those people in the scene, call it like a budget Ronsky, if you will. You don't know this about Ronsky. He's a really highly skilled duelist player, but the mental sometimes when it gets rocked, things don't go his way.
And I'm curious as well, how is mental and momentum different in Valorant from League? Because in League of Legends, a lot of the time you see momentum transfer from game to game. If a team loses, they will play more poorly next game. But Valorant is round-based. So does losing one round swing momentum completely? Or is it often a swing of rounds, a continuous group of rounds here? Quen now facing up against the Clone Rays in that mid lane. This is going to be a huge contestant here for that B side.
For the most part, Valorant, it's mostly about, you know, winning rounds and keeping as many players alive as possible. Sounds obvious, but the economy capping at $9,000, you have to just make sure you maintain a certain level of economy. Because even if you win rounds back to back to back, you have a win bonus, but at the same time, you can't keep affording to buy armor and guns. Because at a certain point, the loss bonus will catch up, and if you keep losing players, you won't be able to afford Cookie! The Juke, that's a free kill onto Disco. Quen, he disconnected, unfortunately, but you gotta take those. This is what it is. Tech pause is over. He thought he was back. Regardless, though, some mad aggression coming out from the defense side. Ricecrackers going toe-to-toe against them. For once, they are disadvantaged, a player down, but they still have superior guns for the most part. And they are isolating the players. Blind fire through the smoke. How is Salamander not dead just yet? The util will come through. The swing is around the corner. They should know this. What a shot, though! 1v3, Haxty! How do you manage to pull this back?
That's a massive headshot here. Now, they found such a good position in the round here. And it's going to be a 1v3 here for the side of Ricecrackers. Haxty, man, you are in such a bad spot. Up in hand, this might just be room for a save, to be honest.
Maybe. Not a gun that you want to lose for sure. Oh,
now,
dear.
Yeah, man, still taking it slow. They're not going to look for anything else here. Sky and everyone else here on Reigns, they're going to start looking towards their first round and perhaps an economical advantage here. We were just talking about momentum, and perhaps the big streak of swinging here from Ricecrackers is finally going to be cut off.
Maybe. Well, most likely, yes. But at the same time, it's going to have to go to a tech pause and just maybe have a breakdown about
Thrifty.
what's going to happen with that round. Is it going to be replayed? Is it going to have to continue? Not too sure just yet. But I imagine we're going to have a chat about it. Maybe get an admin into the server because Clinton DC'd that early on into a round, leaving him, you know, to be a freebie pick. And I like to think that had a huge advantage into the round for Rain Academy.
That's right. Man, that is such an unfortunate disconnect too. I mean, do we have the power? We have the power to rewind time, bring back around?
Well, kind of do. Matchmatic in Valorant works actually pretty well.
So worst comes to worst, hopefully an admin comes to work it out, perhaps detracting around, bringing back around, but regardless, we are moving on for now. Sloppy Salamander is going to start here, looking towards bathroom, faced up against the God with an op, spotted here by the Tasmanian Devil, as RX-7 still holding this bath safely and steadily. As now, Reigns trying to find another avenue of attack here, but Ricecrackers are holding it strong. Viper Wall comes up, denying them any vision on sight, but also giving them the cover that they need. Tekis now has eyes on the side. Wants to try and get revenge here. Hold the team alive. They lost one round and they refuse to lose two. Tekis straight into the smoke. Now, unknown here, two Reigns are finding themselves in a horrible position. Spread out all along the site. RX-7 may just be stuck in bathroom here. A strong holding spot and taken out without even using the op. Headshot removes the chamber from the game. Now looking next, Tekis gets it through the box, but gonna get traded back instead. Binjo here holding on their B side.
They found my trap.
The spike is down and raised now. desperately rushing over to that A site. 2 members left here on Icecrackers now. After losing their momentum, it seems like they're struggling again. Binjo gonna come around Quen. Quen may have reconnected, but is about to be disconnected once again here. Finds the headshot. Comes around just too late here. Does lose a teammate, but Binjo gets the trade. It's down to Hackside. Hackside versus the world. Looks towards Kuki, looks towards Tower. Gets a headshot to kick it off. Spotted here once again by Kuki. You don't have enough time left on this fight. That's a huge headshot, but can't find the last. And is going to lose the round here as the second one goes straight into the hands of Rain.
Well, you know, talking about momentum, as you mentioned a few minutes ago, actually, is that things like that, you know, we had Quentin actually on an absolute burner to start the series. But however, having some tech issues and everything, it's almost like things got completely shifted and turned on its head. They had a strong economy, almost about to max out. But after losing 1 round and now 2 rounds back to back, I think they might have one more buy left in them, but most likely not, considering the heavy investment coming out this round. RX-7 even having to go glass cannon with the operator. And Rain, things are looking up to say the very least. Ultimate's online, favoring them. You get the Viper's fit for a post-plant situation most likely, and the Showstopper to execute onto the site. On the flip side as well, Quentin, he's been saving that Showstopper defensively for quite a while. But maybe we'll see a double rocket blast somewhere late into the round.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. And it seems like Quen and the rest of Icecrackers, I mean, personally, if I'm walking into a game and I've had technical issues, if I've had a bad day, even a minor, I don't know, like my chair broke or I lagged at the kick at the start of a game, my performance that game is generally going to be lower than average. And this is a huge mental hit that they're taking just off a disconnect. Oh!
No. Look at that. You see that as well. Teku, early on, he played defensively and used his util first before swinging. This time, a dry swing cost him his life. 3 players bearing down on him for the most part. And one by one, this getting picked off. Although Haxty, though, sprays down 2 off of the C's. In the air, 3 before he goes down. 2 to 2. Rain, they've taken the site. Spike not yet planted. But the rotation, for the most part, is here. Binjo just has to wait and use maybe some utils to set up his teammates.
Man, that was crazy there from Hackside. A triple kill here defending Bathroom. Now, our attackers are taking the place of the people they so brutally removed here from their cleaning quarters. RX-7 gonna try to lock them down, looking towards Spike.
No
as the defuse comes down, they have no way of denying it. The Raze grenade comes out.
He can take it. He missed it.
Oh no!
1 enemy remaining.
Oh man, and gets taken out in exchange too. Oh, but that's one as well. You do not want to die in those post-round moments.
I suppose, like, the pressure was against them. They couldn't really figure out where the other player was. Could have been on flank because their chamber died, so they had no util to hold the flank. And those 2 doubling up over towards Shower, such a narrow angle. They had to be after the util, and Cookie's paint shells had to be perfect. Missing it early on, you don't have time to almost commit to a second swing. The defuse was more than halved at that point. It was just a series of almost unfortunate events, and Icecrackers just had the easiest retake, dare I say. They barely even had to go for a kill.
Man, get Lemony Snicket in here, bro. You're not wrong. A series of unfortunate events kicking it off, and now our Icecrackers get their positions back. They get the momentum. They're trying to now take advantage of this lead, and it's really up to this round whether or not they can. They've been able to full buy, as both teams have. Jerky still sitting on a Bulldog. I mean, yo, I remember Bulldog was straight garbage when I was playing, man. Is that still the case?
Not really. I actually really rate the gun. The burst fire, of course, as always, you can land a single 3-shot. 2 shots to the head is all it takes to kill, as far as I'm concerned. And honestly, the full auto fire, it's a force to be reckoned with. But for the price, cheaper, you can basically play close range with the Stinger and get some pretty cheeky picks here and there. Nice little ebb and flow early in the round, but Haxy, the Phantom, this guy's a demon! A salamander! The last 2 bullets in the magazine catches a headshot. That's criminal.
That is criminal, man. Stealing their lives along with the last bullets of the magazine. Salamander.
No.
Now gonna move to side. The Brimstone comes down from the sky. Omen's gonna find the trade back. Isco again denying any more moves on site. 25 seconds left to go.
Brilliant TP by Teku as well, getting into an almost unexpected off angle to get a pick. Only 1 TP though. Emergency TP. Cross map from Teku, just to hold the spike plant. Binjo, he's gonna have to commit to something. It has to be saved. 10 seconds. He's not committing just yet. Cookie's there to back him up, but Teku's already in place, and good discipline as well. Not going for any challenge or swing. Rolling Thunder early on. Cookie has to be the hero here for his team, and nothing's gonna happen. Icecrackers, the pinch And that's it. A defuse going their way.
Man. Yeah. Rolling Thunder, huge disoriented chamber. I mean, what an ability, man. Because not only does it disorient a player, it further removes their ability to fire faster.
Yes, exactly.
And it knocks them up. So if you're planning, diffusing, any other action, it cancels it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, just to chat, I know actually that the team names aren't swapped over. I have just done it because I forgot to click. But whatever. Point is, yes, the Rolling Thunder Ultimate obviously got one player, the most important player as well, and just blasting him into the sightlines of Teku, and then the two-man swing over towards Hookah against Cookie. No matter how good you are, it's hard to win a 1v2, especially when the two of them are staring right down on you. So overall, really well played by Wisecrackers, and they regained control as far as I'm concerned. Economy stabilizing yet again, and yet again, they're putting Rain Academy back onto an eco round.
Yeah, now Rain taking a breather. They get their little technical pause here as they get to sit back. They get to discuss. I mean, so what is up with technical pauses? You know, I've seen it in Counter-Strike. I've seen it in Valorant. How many does the team get? What do they talk about?
As far as I'm concerned, actually, granted, I haven't read the rulebooks in quite a while, but for LPL Evo, I think you might actually get unlimited tech pauses, but tech pauses is going to be once per half per team.
I see. So a tactical pause.
It's about 60 seconds long, if I'm not mistaken, and it's done in game. Everyone freezes. You don't get to hop around and whatnot.
I see. So right now they're just chilling out. Hey guys, how about we attack A instead, or B? We go around the corner here. That's what they're talking about here.
Well, you know, bear in mind, this isn't like Champions or Masters. So during the tech pause, the teams and the coaches, they're probably all in the Discord together, having a chat, planning out the next round, and attacking a tech. As far as I'm concerned, it's really the same thing.
Yeah, maybe they're just refilling their water bottle or something, man. Yeah. Hey, sometimes duty calls, get the bathroom break, you know? You know the bathroom buff, man. I swear to God. You come back and you start playing better.
Funny thing about that, actually, is that there's been studies done that if you are busting to pee, there's a bit of extra pressure on you, and you kind of perform a bit better. funny enough, but that's a topic for later, because Teku, he's not aware that they've looked so deep into his crosshairs, and that's why sometimes you play Viper on Bind. What is it with these two-piece swings, man? Axie, and who was the other person on the other team? Salamander, getting just a double spray down continuously. It's ridiculous. Good Nightfall. I think it may have caught two players. So RX-7, he could honestly go for a fast flank right now. He just doesn't know where they are. Oh, classic shot to destroy the chamber flank util, and spots him as well. Deer in headlights moment, and Benjo just not ready to fire off a shot. It's unfortunate, but it all comes down to the B side. You have to have RX-7 lock it down, and operator, once again, just a miss. Two pieces of safety, super defensive position, but no rotations just yet. But bear in mind, it's Bind. There's the teleporters available. RX-7.
Right. Cookie's gonna try and jump here on side. Oh man, your back is facing the barrel, my friend. One goes down, but another is given back. A life for a life here as Binjo now on site. It's 5-2. It's got 2 in the force, yeah? Yeah, I got it right.
So the force from the Frenchman, and he needs to land 2 nasty shots here. One in the chamber, though. Not much he can do. He gets blinded for crying out. Still gets the kill onto Disco. One shot. Was that a leg onto Haxley? I think it was. Oh my goodness. It just came that close.
Oh, man. Poor Chamber. You get so close, but so far. A kill while almost completely blind, but... Take out the... Hey, look, surely they bleed out, you know? You hit the femoid artery, they're done.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Pre-patch Chamber as well. His ultimate tour de force was one shot anywhere to the body. But only in post-patch, in a situation like that, Haxty just had to hit the legs. If he held down the scope for maybe just a half a second longer, a split second even, that would win a body shot. That would win a round clutch.
But doesn't come through. Still, Wisecrackers maintaining such a powerful lead here as we continuously get to see RX-7 realize that they're in line of fire, fires a shot, moves out, while Aero splitting here. Oh, man, every time I take a look at this chamber here on Wisecrackers, they are ruthless. How do you get this good at opping, man?
He's just solid. He just holds the right angles, and for the most part, he doesn't even need to flick. Just click. They just walk into his angles. Great defensive play, and it's just making Rain really struggle on how to tackle this. Nice little stim beacon though to allow them to aggressively push. A good flash and a good kill yet again. RX-7, last player standing, finally goes down like a stack of bricks. The ultimate pop for Aero. But just bear in mind, there's a showstopper available defensively to maybe just blind fire somewhere. And honest to God, Aero might just be on the receiving end of a rocket.
There we go. Raze comes in. Quen finds one pick with the showstopper. And now Binjo once again left to clean things up. Buy this guy a broom for his birthday, man. They're putting him down on cleaning duty every single round. It's whether or not he has the equipment to do it. Now, spreading around either side of the box. They know where Binjo is, man. You cannot hide here from Quen, and they clean up Binjo, finding themselves their 7th round.
Well, the half's already been more than guaranteed for the Rice Crackers, and the worst part about Quen in that angle is, what's the plan B? You have to go for the swing, you have to kill 2 fast swings. And the worst part, even further, is when you're in the angle, I'm pretty sure the defenders walking onto the side, they can spot your elbow first before you even see them. Yeah. Rough spot to be in.
I mean, that's what it's all about. You locate your opponent well before they know anywhere you are, and you get the massive pick. You get to clean them up. I mean, are there techniques for it? You hear them, you see the little elbow, you jiggle peek them. That's what they're doing, right? Collecting minor little information. Is there any other ways they do it?
Well, Util obviously, but it was a good dodge initially. Not that really mattered at the very end. Cookie, first pick finally on RX-7, but nice little stim beacon speed boost. Disco, he just couldn't get the tracking down pat fast enough. Rain, I think this is the best round yet.
Hacksty now coming around. They do have Sky looking straight on their tails. They take out the ability, but they are now revealed. Cookie wants to be the first to spot them.
Ooh.
They will not walk into this smoke blind. Jerky takes out Hacksty. That's another one. It's just going to be Quen here all alone. And a flawless round finally finds the Rain back on their feet.
They had to rein it in before it was too far gone, I guess. But 7-3. Rain, they ideally, of course, need the last 2 rounds to bring it to 7-5. And at that point, winning the pistol round guarantees basically a tie game, but easier said than done. On the flip side though, Rice Crackers, this is what I talk about. Even though you can win basically 4 rounds consecutively, but you see, if you keep bleeding out players, your economy is still going to be weak at the very end. And losing 1 round after a streak of 4, look at the state that they're in. They need a small miracle to bring things back.
Well, we've got 2 classics here coming in this round, and a Stinger and a Sheriff, as well as a Judge. So, not particularly the strongest economy here right now. Oh my god, Hacksty makes it work though.
He does indeed, and the Judge over towards Hookah, there's never been a more classical combination. The first pick, and you saw how quickly Cook had to get the hell out of dodge. That's a fantastical paint shell. It just gets 2. It's free. It's free real estate. He got paranoid, may not know 3 people TP'd in, but I'm sure his teammates made the call outs. Quinton holding on for dear life. The Hacksty swing. He goes down.
Cookie knows that the enemy clone is in there. Damn you, trying to steal my radio knife. Cookie goes down, and RX-7 finds 2 in a row to keep this round in their hands.
Here's another thing for anyone who does not know. On Chamber, the tour de force, the shooting speed is remarkably fast. Faster than the normal operator sniper. He unloaded 2 shots lightning quick, and Cookie, before he could even react, he got one to the chest. But regardless though, fantastic play by RX-7, heads up flank, just a push down, and it's just pure game sense once again. Solid foundations, just taking advantage of the timing, and just pinches them with his teammate. The comms are clear, told him to wait inside the TP for him to strike first.
Yeah, Quen got I was talking about this the other day. Quen got a whole ass fan, bro, as a knife.
Blow them away.
Now, dodging the brimstone. That teleport is beautiful, but Hacksty is going to go down early.
Yep.
Arrow sitting comfortably after taking 1 pick. This time they have the advantage. They need to take their time and play it. RX-7 off too far, getting hit through the smoke. Sloppy Salamander wants to stay on top. Now pushing in. Blind. Arrow goes down. Quen getting their revenge for their teammate. Boom! RX-7 finds the pick. I don't think we ever doubted it. Rolling Thunder.
Easy
RX-7 once again. Disco, it is a massacre as Binjo does find 1, but it was never going to go anywhere with Rice Crackers at the helm, finishing it off and finding themselves round number 9.
9-3 is just ridiculous. A 6-round deficit going into the second half. I guess, you know, Crash was absolutely right. Rice Crackers on bind. They are forced to be reckoned with, and so far, they're just comfortable. You don't even see them going for any risky plays, aside from RX-7 pushing down the previous round, but you're on Eco. He pulled out his ulti. He has nothing to lose. Just might as well go for it, and if they win, then they just turn the tides into their favor. But for the most part, the guy just holds, waits for his team, and if anything, it's Rain just getting a little bit too aggressive sometimes across the board. Individual pushes, not backed by Util, trying to get elbow control solo through a smoke in which you know there was an enemy holding the angle just seconds ago. It's risky, and a lot of them just did not pay off.
Now, no one has a cheeky little ulti in their pocket to pull off here, so it's going to be a little bit calmer this round. We take a look at our guns. Both teams, you know, oh, of course no one has ulti. The side just swapped. Yeah.
Yes. So obviously, at this point, it's crucial.
Like, yo, everyone's gonna pistol, bro. That's so weird. No.
Yes, everyone's pulling
now. Pushing on a B side here. Finally, we see how Rice Crackers push their attack. Jerky gets another pick. It's gonna be hack side. Finally finding their way on the side. Disco, you're down, but Tekis is not gonna let that go unanswered. It is 3-2 with our attackers under our defenders right now. Kuki, and along with their chamber, they're going to find room on this side. Pushing in the smoke. Will they walk in blind? The cover dissipates. Cookie, one on your left, one on your right, one straight in front. You know what they say when you're going on a bear hunt? You can't go under it, you can't go over it. You're gonna have to go through it, and it does not work out here for the Rain.
To be fair, I don't really think any of us have gone bear hunting in our lives, but that's fantastic to know, to say the least.
Yeah, surely you read the book.
What book is this?
Ah, look, classic Aussie fairy tale. Not fairy tale, it's a story time. They're going on a bear hunt, man. You can't go under it, you can't go over it, so you gotta go through it.
Oh, the only like Aussie story I know is Wombat Stew, but that was
no, what about the Lamington one? You know, with the possum? And it turns invisible?
Maybe, but I think those were a bit trippy. Regardless, though, going into this, Rice Crackers. Mad chaos at the start of that pistol round, and somehow they came out on top swinging. I almost didn't believe it, but once again, like you said, those angles, tight corners, things just don't work out in the way of Rain. Nice isolation, taking down Sloppy Salamander, and individually taking the duels. They have a player behind them, the teammates backing them up over these crossfire angles. And before you know it, Rain, they're just struggling. They're bleeding out. Players, again, RX-7 saw the double TP. Information guaranteed, but she just doesn't know if they're in the TP waiting for him as well. But this is a freebie. That's a fantastic paranoia. The Bulldogs plays down 2. Sure, they had no armor. And his control key, just a little bit sticky from the Mountain Dew. But 11-3 at this point. Look, Oscar, maybe I thought Rain had some more firepower coming into map 1. They've had a really strong performance all season long. But against Rice Crackers, who, by the way, in the previous game I casted against Team 7, they weren't even playing seriously. This is them at full power, dare I say.
Oh my god. Well, just such good... I mean, again, we've seen it a couple times, and we will continue to do so, is these two-player transfers. We just saw it then from RX-7. You go from one player straight to the other. Though they did, to be mentioned, stop shooting.
Oh my
god! Quen absolutely flies in the bathroom, and now Fade still wants to follow up to their teammate. Straight on sight. How did they get up so quickly, man?
You know, at the very start, how I said that teams, they have to be multifaceted. Sometimes they can play slow. That was Rice Crackers on defense. They just played slow, held the angles, and let Rain walk into their crosshairs. On the attack side, look at the change in the pace. The instantaneous round start dash from Quenshin into Showers, and he just gets a dink off. Sure, but the damage was done. That's all he had to do. His teammates super speed as well, pushing down A main. The pinch over towards the players onto the A side. Rotations never able to come in time. And now it's desperation for Rain. They need to win this round, otherwise they go up against match point. That's a nail in the coffin, but best of luck. It's a good start, though.
Oh. Not over yet, though. Jerky. Backed up by their chamber. They refuse to let this round end yet. Smoke down on top of the spike. The defuse come through. They are going to blind fire. And despite having their eyes closed, they will still find the spike is going to go off. And another round at game point for our Rice Crackers.
Match 1, so one-sided as well, you know? And Rice Crackers, they knew the situation they were in on that round. They were playing the bonus, they had inferior guns, so they played to their advantage. Close angles, sprinting and spraying, because that's just SMGs. That's the Spectres in a nutshell. They play it to perfection. It doesn't matter if you can't get the kill at times, just as long as you can do the damage, get the dink, and let your teammates finish them off. That's sometimes just how these guns work. In the final situation, RX-7, once again, I may sound biased, but he didn't have to commit to the kill. He just had to play the objective. That was the spike. It ticked down too far. He just fell back and let things run their natural course. Match point now. Rain Academy, well, they're throwing everything out into this round, breaking the piggy bank, and even still, it's not the best buy they can hope for. And RX-7,
Wait, that got a whole ass aquarium in his gun. Did you see that?
I did see that. But what more I saw was RX-7 and Wisecrackers as well, playing super slow, letting Rain, on defense, by the way, push into them.
That's right, and it's working so well for them. When slowly pushing through Hookah, and Tech is going to come around the corner, find Salamander, but Bingo has certainly been a standout. Finds two, loses their life in exchange. Now it's down to Cookie. Don't forget, this is match point. Rain needs to win this to stay in.
They might just push Jerky as well, or go for a TP. I think they could go for a TP play because I understand rotations here. One TP as well, one over towards deep in the spawn. Haxty lying in wait, the flank. Cookie though, nice little bit of game sense. At least managed to pick one off, but A-Side's been overrun. TP over towards Heaven as well. The defense post-plant is going to be almost impossible to play for. It's all down to Teku. He has to get this kill at the very least. If he goes down, that puts RX-7 in a very precarious position.
Just time. Keep checking your watch. Take it slow. Tekis comes on the side, finds the head. It's a 1v1 now. At our match point, Jerky needs to find that chamber. Brimstone comes down into the bathrooms. No one's there. RX-7 already finished up.
Teleport's ready.
Putting his belt back on. Now is Jerky. Heading to the themselves. It's not gonna mean anything.
Win.
A little face flush, a little check in the mirror. Damn, you are looking good. RX-7 walking out of the bathroom and walking out of the game with Wisecrackers going with their first game in the series.
They made it look easy, I'll be honest there. I'm going to be completely honest. They barely even broke a sweat. At a certain point in the game, Wisecrackers, they weren't even pulling off any crazy strats or anything. They were just simply playing defaults and just patience and getting the picks individually. Rain giving the picks to them late into the rounds. When you're down that many players, you're already in an unfavorable spot and you've lost map control. Lost some util as well. What do? In the final round there, maybe I thought that Jerky had a way to clutch it out. He just had to choose the right spot to isolate on the angles. But from the previous round, remember what happened? RX-7, he clutched out, playing over towards Showers. This time, he goes back to Showers, yes, the TP. But he flanks around to A main. And at the end of the day, I guess the moral of this game was Rain Academy, they lost too many rounds. And well, it's easy. Of course, it's obvious. Of course, it's obvious. But I'm getting to the point in saying that they didn't have much room to work with, right? If you ended the half on a much more even scoreline, you can still make some mistakes, figure out how Wisecrackers can play the attack and still adapt to it. But at that kind of a scoreline, your opportunity is very limited and you have to play perfectly. And of course, ideally, win the pistol round. Didn't go their way. So, map one, that's it.
Yeah, that's right. But it is not to write off Rain just yet. I gotta say, Binjo often seemed to be the last player alive and making some brilliant plays where maybe they were finding two heads in a row. They were standing back, as you kept saying, playing objectives. Binjo seemed to have their head the most screwed on, at least in a lot of these objectives. So Rain, though they did get a little washed out here out of bind in a dusty desert. There was a little bit of water that just cleaned them out. What map are we moving on to next?
It's going to be Ascent, basically a much smaller, I would say claustrophobic map, and good aim, and I would say teamwork really comes down clutch here. As for agents, metas, and compositions, I think we'll talk about that after this break. All right, ladies and gents,
Isaiah.
welcome back. Nice little breather. It's Digital and Quicksand LPL Valorant Evolution Season 7 Grand Finals. Ricecrackers versus Raid Academy. And, well, map 1 bind. Ricecrackers map pick. Ricecrackers' home turf. And it just about looked that way. 12-13 scoreline to finish things off. RX7, of course, being ever as consistent with the op in his hands. But not much to really point out, I gotta say.
Yeah, look, man, it's been very dominant here from the Ricecrackers. I got some on my desk right now. You know, I got this munchies. I'm in support of the Ricecrackers. They've been doing really well, and but I do want to see something come into reigns here. As I was saying before we jump to the break, we did see some potential here coming out of our defending side starting off this game.
Exactly.
Binjo still looking strong, but RX7, man, Disco, Tekkas, Quen, Haxty, everyone felt strong from Ricecrackers. I think that's the biggest thing.
And not only that as well, because you know how you mentioned Ricecrackers then picking Breach at the start, that would tell me that him being one of those type of initiators that you need to have clear communications and good teamwork, synergy with your team, with the timings, that's what I wanted to see, and that's basically what we saw, but not even off of the Breach, off of Teku's Omen util as well. They were playing together so well, that was their map, like, completely. But now, map 2, we're going over to Ascent. Rain, they need to have calmed down during the break time. They need to rediscuss a strat coming into Ascent. Otherwise, it's going to be a very quick night.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we had a brief moment to touch on it, but I don't think we really got too deep into the agent pool for Ascent.
Yes.
What kind of angles does Ascent rock with? Is it long? You said it was a little bit claustrophobic, right?
At times, yes.
So claustrophobia means you want to bring in agents that are good in those tight spaces, which is
Phoenix. I honestly think that Phoenix, after getting his most latest buff as well, having his flashes be more effective and just come out a little bit faster. The thing about Phoenix is that he's a 6-point ultimate, which guarantees him basically a second chance at life. You pop it, you run in, and you just be a demon. If you pop a few heads, fantastic. If you don't pop heads, at least you get info for your team, who can ideally trade out your ultimate, clone form, right? And when you reappear back where you originally started, you still retain full armor and full health. So Phoenix really thrives in those close range engagements around corners. That's how his flash works. And Jet as well, a mainstay on this map.
He dies and comes back to life. It's just like a Phoenix.
Oh, wow! It's almost like he's named that. How did I not realize this, Oscar? Nah, but like, to be continuing on as well, Jet used to be a real big mainstay for Ascent, but the thing is, she's kind of fallen off once again in lieu of Chamber, who is basically able to do the same thing. And you have an ultimate that is also good at dealing damage and operates it as well when you need it to lock off mid for the most part and maybe go for early round picks, A main or B main. And of course, the TP, get a jail free card, and the trademark once again as that anti-flank watching util. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Phoenix, Jet, or Chamber come through on this map. Smokers, any smoker works. The map, it's not large. It doesn't have any super long angles, super open spaces like Breeze or Pearl, in which may need a Viper. So yeah, initiators, sometimes you see Breach, sometimes you see Sky, sometimes you see Fade, but Sova is for the most part a mainstay on Ascent. Shock Dart lineups, post-plant user with his ulti, and of course the Recon arrow to help his team initiate, gather info onto a site.
Okay, well, what about you, Digital? You know, I'm sure you pick up Valorant every now and then on your side. Well, let's get to know each other just real quick so the audience can really get a pick into your brain and my brain. Look, I play Valorant a little bit too, man. Who do you play in Valorant? What's your main role, your main agents?
Well, look, if it was me and it was going to be this map Ascent, I'll probably have to... If I'm feeling like turning off my brain, honestly, playing Phoenix is perfectly fine. I think it thrives very well on this map. But if I really had to help my team out, most likely I'll be playing Omen.
if I had to top my team out, man.
Yeah. No, I think Omen's a pretty good pick on this map that I would play. He just has certain potential of sorts. But on this map, it's got to be Phoenix.
I don't know. I'm more of a Sage guy. I feel like Sage got some crazy moves, bro. She can pull up her wall. She has such good manipulation of the environment. And that's what we see with things like Viper. We see, again, with Sage, those agents that can change the landscape, change how games are played. I mean, I remember when I first got into a Valorant game, we were playing Ascent, And I thought to myself, I was like, okay. I walked into Orb in B main. I was like, guys, what if I put a wall on top of this box and I can see over the little grill, the little Mars, and boom, genius strategy unlocked. And look, these guys know way more than I do. We are in our agent select now, so we get a chance to have a squiz at what we're going to be kicking off. As you said, Omen, that's a pick. We get to see Killjoy, man. Killjoy's a staple, isn't she?
Ooh, well, yes, I would say on a sense. I gotta be honest though, I haven't really seen Killjoy being played too much on a sense at the highest levels. I think that sometimes having Chamber, having the extra firepower really does pay off, and essentially like having a second jet on your map. Killjoy is good, but mostly you have to keep her to use the ultimate to either lock off a site or assist in clearing a site for a push. There are certain angles in which you can play defensively with most of her util, but I don't know. It comes down to how the team really plays her. I haven't seen her in action a lot recently, as I've said. On the flip side, though, Arrow on Fade, which is basically meant to be Sova's almost direct replacement, minus the damage-dealing util, and the KO pick. You're gonna love this one, Oscar. CSGO type flashes and a blade that basically, if you get caught in its, how I say, EMP vicinity, you lose usage of your abilities for like what, 10 seconds or something. That's big. You have no defensive util, and that in a sense is a counter to Killjoy. If she gets tagged up, her mollies, her alarm bots, her turrets do not work.
Man, well, you know, you said on the flip side, but both sides are flipped. Look at that. So we've got a Killjoy, we've got a Fade, a Jet, an Omen, and a KO here on both sides.
You know,
a mirror matchup does it change anything?
Not really. I think it just shows like this is what teams are really comfortable playing on a map like this. But again, to basically add on to the point is that Icecrackers starting the round off with a vengeance. Well, not with a vengeance, with a bit of aggression, despite the mirror matchup. That's the word you're looking for, by the way.
A mirror matchup, crazy word. And it certainly describes what I'm talking about very well. You look in a mirror, you see yourself back now. Cookie getting pushed, already picked off here by Tekkas. What a dominant and aggressive way to start the round. They capture A-site. Dude, I swear A-site is so hard to capture, and they've just run on without second thought, already picking up 2 of the enemy team as 3 all push towards heaven here. Rain find 1, they find 2, they find 3. Now taken out, dropping down to heaven. Jet gets 2 trades to 1v1 now.
Cookie, good game sense as well. The blade. Wow.
Oh, no!
The reveal as well, the perfect intel gathering util. He knew if he was going to be pushing her from flank or from a short window, that blade would show the positioning. And that's exactly what happened. He just held the angle. Fantastic game sense from Cookie. Just thinking, hang on, where's the Killjoy? He's not long. Short doors closed. Only one most likely logical position he could come from.
Right next to you. Just standing in the smoke. Yeah. I mean, was that really the best spot to stand? Maybe escaping the smoke is a better option, or pushing out before it dissipated?
Oh, look, it's a rough spot to be in. I really think that on the spot, Quentin, he just had to take the duel. And ideally, like you said, maybe pushing out the smoke. Because Cookie already knew where he was. Just, it came down to a matter of who lands the shot faster. Or, on the flip side, Quentin hides around the corner and plays it safe. Jiggle the angle, get counter intel before they engage in a firefight. Regardless, though, it was a good round for Icecrackers to start off with, but in the flurry of action, Rain Academy, they managed to retake getting the kills super quick. Good gun juggling as well after trading players.
There was an initial attempt here on B, but it was further denied, now forcing us to take a look towards mid here for the Icecrackers. Tekkas in a bit of a staring contest here with Cookie. Both spot each other. It's a Sheriff versus Spectre running right now.
And that engagement right there, Salamander versus RX-7 with the Marshals. Salamander didn't really want to try his chances, but a second peek does manage to get him a bit of a freebie onto the smoker as well for Icecrackers. Bear in mind, it is their eco round. They for the most part have inferior guns, but they are still able to do damage, and if they still have the smoker online, maybe, just maybe, they could work their way onto a site.
Oh! Salamander taken off already. That's a massive headshot through the wall. 30 seconds left on the clock. Icecrackers, you need to get on side here. Cookie, Jerky finds 1. Cookie with a jiggle peek finds 2. It's just RX-7, but it is just RX-7 with that scout. Marshal, sorry. That's
Oi!
through the smoke, onto the head, finding a second here for Rain.
That's the thing about Cookie as well. Sometimes when you see him against the wall or a smoke, he just has these, I would say, instinctive flicks. Just fire a few shots out blindly. If he gets something, he gets something. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And as far as I'm concerned, it's what Simple does as well on Na'Vi. Just a stray shot. And if you do it enough, eventually at some point, mathematically, you'll land it.
But at the same time, firing through smoke isn't always the best thing because it reveals firing into smoke perhaps, but firing out of smoke reveals your position. Correct?
Exactly, to an extent. Unless you have a silenced gun in which you have no tracers, but you do have the audio cues. You have a rough idea, but you just don't know quite where exactly. Full buy round from the Wisecrackers on the previous round, just doing damage was the name of the game, and they did it. I think it was 3 plays left remaining. That's the cutoff line, and now back to defaulting, playing slow, trying to punish Rain Academy if they decide to push too fast on defense and give up a player advantage. Mid's been taken, but at the same time, the setup, it's leaning a little bit towards a split B, but not quite, as the door for B side just got closed as well.
And losing this round is going to be detrimental for Wisecrackers. They got no money, bro.
Yeah.
They got nothing.
And that's just the story of round 3s.
Mm-hmm.
You need to win the round, otherwise you're going to be on a, 4-0, 5-0, basically. Nice little bit of util dump, and once again, teamwork. The smokes from RX-7. He opened the door again. Okay, that's not what you usually see, but regardless, he gets the first pick onto Jerky. Tag team with Haxty. They've taken Market and Rain. They're on the bonus buy. They have to go fast. Just do damage. Spray bullets downrange blindly. Try and make numbers more favorable. Spike is down. And the 3-pronged post-plant defense. Market, B main, and site.
Now, Quen and RX-7 both taking a sit here in B main, taking their time, clinically taking out Cookie, and then just as quickly Arrow as well.
Wow.
Jet walking in blind here, and it's just going to be Binjo with a Spectre in hand and nothing else left. Ascending to the heavens. Finally, that buy round definitely does pay off, meaning they find their spot here, starting to pick up the momentum, and they don't suffer for full buy.
Yeah, basically that. A flawless round to boot as well. Not losing any players. They maintain, for the most part, their most expensive purchase being the guns. Armor, that's cheap. You can just rebuy into this round. So full gun versus gun, but that was the best result Wisecrackers could have hoped for. And the poise plant, I have to say, that was played perfectly well. For Rain Academy, in order to retake the B site, you also need like a multifaceted retake. Start from defense main and also maybe retake Market to basically make the site retake a bit easier. Make it 2-2. Focus on site and B main. But instead, all funneling in from one angle, that's just undoable, to say the very least.
Now B main, all of them stacked up. Taking a look. Nah, look boys, not for us, not today. They are going to move out of B main here, go all the way around through attacker spawn just to avoid any vision. But we still have that Killjoy sitting back waiting in case anything goes down. Now looking towards A side. A rotation this late, will it benefit them?
I wouldn't really call it late. It's only been about maybe 25 seconds or so into the round. So a minute, plenty of time to play with for them to work around the map. And just really good default coming out from Wisecrackers, leaving Killjoy on flank watch, and good read as well to not funnel into B main early on, predicting that maybe there might be an Odin, just to spam through and do some chip damage early on. The pings on top of the box, maybe for a jet dash or Omen TP. The KO ultimate, null command gets popped just to maybe deter them from pushing the A side, but doesn't matter. Salamander swings mid blindly, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. First way to go down, Arrow needs a monster play here. He will not stand to the task. And B side once again on the siege is all down to Jerky with the Odin. He has to find magic.
Left click is not the answer, not the secret button of the day today. As down goes Jerky, and with 13 seconds left on the clock, the spike is starting to go down.
Left.
Binjo and Cookie
Spike
now
planted.
sitting, waiting. This is such a hard side to take back, and it looks like it won't be taken back.
Yeah. You've lost way too many players, and it all started off of a single pick over towards mid. And then for Wisecrackers, those pedal to the metal, just aggress, push over towards B. Multi-pronged attack, and the second kill as well. You saw, who's that second player? Fade, I believe, just towards Market, trying to maybe swing the odds back into their favor and falling without even doing damage or getting a kill. At that point, it was basically done. Yoki with an almost impossible task on site. You wouldn't really place your odds on him. And now look at the attack side. Icecrackers, they're so comfortable that they almost look like they want to go hunting, playing together, covering cross angles. But no, they're going to give them the respect.
Something I want to ask you is,
yeah,
I mean, economy-wise, when is it a responsible decision to rebuy your armor? Because I know if your armor drops down to even 49, you have the option to buy it again. At what point, if a team has, they're stacked, you know, they've just robbed a Westpac and they've got all the money they need, do they still buy full armor when they're down to 40? What kind of economic situation, and when do you look to buy your armor back up?
Well, if you're actually capped out at $9,000, you might as well just spend it because you're going to get the money back in the next round regardless. But in most situations, if you're strapped for cash, just make sure you have at least half armor 25. But hey, hack Optus, get the ransom money, and you should be flush with cash.
That's what it was for. It all makes sense now. Killjoy, hopefully she pays us back and gives us that information as well. But information is everything in Valorant.
From Icecrackers, it has to be fast, it has to be decisive over towards the A side. The nade counter from Cookie does manage to stop the push potentially, but RX-7 waiting with his team, slowly closing the door, just paving the way. Brick by brick. Spike finally being planted. The horns didn't quite go all the way, I think, for them to detect where the planters were. Spike down. Post-spawn situation, yes again, Quentin catches the flank. He's countering the late flank over towards short. They're blinded, but they're spraying through blindly. RX-7 picks up 2. The eco buy, whatever rifles they have left standing, it's just not going to work out in their favor. Quentin blind fire through the smoke, heard the reload, picks up both. Icecrackers strike back with a vengeance. That's 3 rounds back to back.
2 strong doubles here for Icecrackers. From Quen as well as from RX-7 to kick them off and really hold on to that round. Definitely chaotic, turning into a fiesta in the end there. A lot of blind fire, a lot of smoke, a lot of util coming out left, right, and center. But it shows that Icecrackers were able to maintain their composure, their calmness, and find themselves a brilliant spot to keep on moving through here. And now they've got, like you said, 3 rounds back to back to back. They have the Optus ransom money, and on the other hand, Rain, they full bought, but they, in fact, looks like they were the ones who paid the ransom.
They're going to be flat broke if they lose more than 3 players into this round, and especially if they lose the round, obviously. So it's still a die. They have the ultimates being popped early, and they're just betting it all on the Killjoy ulti to clear sight. But Binjo might maybe commit to something. The seeds from Aero as well. It's going to be a few seconds trying to catch some people. It does catch Teku. The dash onto site, though. That's going to be RX-7 first, leading the way once again. Him on Jet. This is what we want to see. Default plant spots. It's a 5v5 post-plant retake situation. You don't see this very often.
Now, Teku.
Oh, no.
Down in hell. Firing up into heaven. Taking down the Saviors.
The flank?
Oh my god. Oh my god, Quen! Not 3. Salamander shuts down the devious backstabber, but Disco is going to pick up 2 in exchange for their teammate. Rain, though, they're still in this with Binjo on their Killjoy.
He's running out of time as well. Binjo has to try stick it, but nice initial headshot. Gets the second as well onto Disco, but has he halved it? Is there enough time for the defuse? It's gonna be tight. Oscar, cross your fingers. Thought you guys, he has it with half a second left. Binjo, the flicks of his life, and even saves the operator. He just saved the Rain there. Their economy was flat broke, but bear in mind, it still is flat broke. They lost all their teammates. Maybe a few players can buy in, but it's gonna be a scrappy buy. And Icecrackers, they've equalized. They're still rich. They're not stressing just yet, and they have the ultimate advantage.
There is no way that's supposed to happen, man.
Holy.
Keep it cool. That's how you
survive. Well,
that's a play.
You know, certainly a bit of confidence and a little bit of hard work and a little, well, what's the song? 20% skill. Well, whatever.
Okay, whatever. We'll come up with the lyrics a little later. Someone Google it, but
yeah, let us know afterwards. But it looks like they have had the combination of all of that and a little bit of luck sprinkled in on top. But as you said, economy's still popping. They ballin'. They got drip. They're not worried. They have ultimate advantage. They still have the guns they need. Quen is just going to chill out in B main. Oh.
Quinn, the master flanker, he catches two. The paranoia was perfection from Teku. Once again, the guy's just supporting his teammates so brilliantly. These paranoias are striking gold every single time. Post once, retake. They have the Killjoy lockdown, but the corner has to be checked. Salamander operator, you might tunnel vision. You can't even scope in time. Haxty for one, numbers ever so much more in Icecrackers' favor. And it's a 1v2, basically. Finjo, the swing, the crossfire, good defense, and Cookie pulling at his hair.
The fact that Quen took the site by themselves, unbelievable.
Oish.
Cookie doesn't even get the trade on a pushing jet, found straight up, and there we go. The round that should have been won has been taken back here, 4-3 here in favor of the Icecrackers.
We are 7 rounds in, and Quentin currently is doubling the frags of the top fragger of Rain. Not to say anything about it, but it just goes to show as well, Icecrackers, once again, the slightly favored team, and we on the production crew here predicted them to basically have this 2-0. They're showing their chops, and this is them at, I wouldn't say quite full power just yet, but they have control. And a lot of these rounds, the short flank, late round post plant over towards A, it's been Quentin. He's been finding kills every single time and just makes Rain's life a living hell. Nice fake though onto the A side, a couple of smokes, an ulti pop here and there, and look at this, they're pushing out the defenders. But however, they've bitten off more than they can chew. The attackers, they've bled out dry. They've lost the A site and a few guns to boot, but B site, that's a free plant, and that could potentially be 10 or 15 seconds off of the spike.
How about that? The steak was cooked a bit too much. It's like, well, I don't know who orders a steak well done, but they got it well done.
Congratulations.
They tried to tear it off, and like, it's almost there, but not enough. And whether or not they can finish off the steak, well, we're about to find out now. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Haxty finds one, but it's gonna be chased here by Cookie. Rain finds the way under sight, and Disco, the only one left. His defuse starts going to go down. Does find one. You need to stop this defuse.
It's wall bangable.
Go down once again. Tries to go through the wall. Finds it. It's a 1v1 left with that grenade firing left and right. KO v KO.
Oh my lord.
Almost comes through. Finds the head. Tries to stick it. It is not going to happen. We know who the better bot is.
Oh, Disco wasn't a bot there, I'll tell you that. Premeditated post plant situation and positioning into the corner, and that's a classic wall bangable spot. There is a reason why Disco, he wasn't playing onside or over towards short lane, instead opting to play B main. He got smoked off shore, the perfect flashbang for the first, and all he had to do was just play the wall bangs. And Rain, what do you do at that point? It's like you're going up against a brick wall. It's do or die, and they did die. Although I will say though, Icecrackers a little bit too ambitious at a certain point into that round. That was a 1v3 clutch.
Your fear.
Oh my.
Oh, immediately taken out here, but Fade dropped down that ulti. Salamander spooked all of a sudden, forced to run away. There are so many people in B main now dropping so much util on it, but they decide that it's a lost cause.
Here.
Hefty ultimate and util investment as well. Early play from Arrow. He whiffs the shots. Quentin. Low taps. Brushes them off. Disaster strikes. Binjo. Trying to lock down short. Couple of mollies, maybe, but RX-7, it's a jet movement capability. And Salamander, nice little heads-up play there, but it's a bit of a crossfire spot with the Killjoy turret. And Haxty holding on for dear life. Finally, he goes down, but here's the rotation. Here's the teammates, and RX-7 has some mid-positioning. Salamander, he was in there by himself. Come on, you surely would be predicted to hold down B main with a Phantom on the reload as well. Killjoy lockdown attack-oriented to mostly deter the defenders from getting close.
30
but backside
seconds
still has to be cleared, and RX-7 as well, he's not convinced that there aren't players on site.
No one detained. All right, Tekis, mate, it's good. No one detected. Okay.
Do your due diligence.
I guess the Killjoy ultimate didn't reach that far.
Yes.
Just to make sure. Check in, no one's in hut. There was no one. Spike goes down, making sure everyone is feeling nice and safe. And now it's time for Rain to try and find their spots to walk back in. All three of them here on that defender side attack. Wow. They pushed all into sight. No one holding it. All up in that catwalk. The B lane sitting comfortably. Killjoy down low, looking up at her attackers. Firing to smoke, finding blind. It's been 1-to-1. It's just one left. Binjo can't get the defuse down, and look at that. The attackers find their room once again. Icecrackers now taking the 6th round.
Now, I can fully explain why Icecrackers in that round there, they played offside and played over towards short. Because they were getting ready to fight the defensive killjoy lockdown from Binjo. They were thinking, the read was, he would place it down either towards switch or maybe over towards stairs. Most likely switch, right? And basically flush the attackers off of the site. That's why they were playing up close and personal, ready to play the early duels and basically destroy the ulti before it can pop. But they weren't expecting almost counter balls to the wall play from Rain. 3 players just rush onto the site. But nonetheless, bear in mind, it's still a 3v4 post plant. And you have to defuse while 2 of your teammates defend you. The odds still stacked against them. And now they're on an eco. Just trying to get something. And Icecrackers, yet again, they change up the pace. Slow defaults. They're playing together, either as 2 players or as 3 players, watching each other's backs, systematically clearing these angles. And RX-7 has a jet dash advantage. Good, he need it. The slow angle clear. One shot is all it takes. Ray and Pray with the Phantom. A site full siege.
Angle held by 2 people. 2 people killed. What a cleanup there by RX-7.
It's kind of jet that you want to see as well in your ranked games, to say the very least. Just leading the way onto sides and rounds. It's much needed trade back. But just as I say that, Pooh goes down and Jerky, a stinger in the dream.
The dream sure do sting, don't they, Will?
73. Look at this. You know, Oscar, if I don't know better, it feels like a deja vu of the first map.
That's right, yeah. They got to 3 rounds, and then after that, it was just spiraling out of control. They take the time, and look, they just know that they have this game in their back pocket.
Yes.
They haven't been playing too fast, too forced, too rushed. They definitely have their heads screwed on, and they're playing very comfortably.
The craziest thing is that Icecrackers, once again, it's about the team synergy. They play together so well. These executed util dumps and placements over towards the B side. A side lesser so much, but B side has been majestic to watch. And by the way, the first 2 rounds for Rain Academy, those were the pistol and the follow-up round. The only other round that they got outside of those was that monstrous clutch by Binjo. Ever since then, it's been Icecrackers' game.
I got the spike.
And, I mean, how do you get team synergy that good, man? I've interviewed a colossal amount of players, and I asked them, they're always like, oh, we scrim, man. Nah, they gotta be going on dates or something, man. Like...
I think they talk a lot of shit, and they're really good friends with each other, I think. Chemistry matters.
Yeah, having a lot of friendship between your team certainly increases your playability a lot more than you know, but I wonder if it as well decreases your seriousness. You can get serious with the boys, I'm sure, but it has to be in that kind of relationship.
Well, it's just about knowing your boundaries, I suppose, and having respect for your opponents, no matter what happens. First pick, Jerky goes down, the smoke not yet pops through the smoke. RX-7 gets one. It's a bit of a trade back situation. Cookie gets down, but he was KO ulted, so he still can be rezzed. Emergency TV from Teku to pick up the spike, and he brought it back up towards the B site. They saved the Omen TP, and that's a tech that you don't see too often, but when you do, it's just a freebie. Salamander couldn't make it to Cookie in time to res him, and now it's all in his hands. Half HP. And he's gonna go for a save. It's done.
Look at that communication. Hey, I got the spike. I just teleported. Hold that angle. They're coming from there. Quen had no doubt. That was... Oh, Salamander finds one, though. Yeah, held the angle, made sure that that spike was not interrupted. And it was such a rush, such a flurry that Quen had no doubt they were going to pick up the kill on that fade.
That was almost like a 2-prong as well. They had full control of that round, dare I say. If they take the A site, they'll just plant A site. Omen can TP over first, and then I think it was Killjoy over towards B can slowly make their way over. And Quenchin, same old story. Play basically short flank. He's done it multiple times and it's worked out multiple times in his favor. Never once has it failed. And on the flip side, if their A-Take fails, that's when they wait outside B main for the rotations to get off site, and then pop the Omen TP to regain the spike and just take the other side. It was basically a win-win situation. There was no way for Icecrackers to realistically lose that round.
But Icecrackers have one caveat, you know?
Oh, yeah?
They may be playing very well, but Quen... our wonderful, beautiful top fragger here from the Icecrackers has unfortunately had another disconnect here. It happened last game. Hopefully, it's not a consistent factor in this game too.
Yeah.
It did cost them a round last game. It did certainly not close to costing them the entire game though.
They regained momentum and just basically waited. But once again, right, at a point like this, a 5-round deficit, that's just the buffer room for Rizecrackers to play with. Even if maybe Quenchen loses some momentum, it causes the team synergy to go out of whack. It doesn't matter. They have so many rounds to play with, so they are still safe.
Placing alarm bot.
As long as they keep their minds, their heads in the game, then they're fine. We did mention how a mind disruption often can completely mess up the tempo of a team, but keeping good comms, keeping good communication. I mean, is tempo as much of a factor as well here in Valorant? Yeah, oftentimes in League of Legends, we see, you know, or even in any other games, Rocket League, in professional sports, because they're not one round based, when a team's playing well, they force the other team to play at their speed.
To an extent, but for this game specifically, I think that Rizecrackers, they obviously control the tempo. Either they go fast or they go slow. When they go fast, the coordination has been almost immaculate over towards the sites. And when they do go slow, it's just playing together, clearing your angles, gaining map control over the defenders. And then, more often than not, you see them just start picking off Rain one by one.
And tempo, though, such an important thing. It means that whoever has the tempo forces the other person to be dragged along to it. Yep. Only one team can have the tempo at a time. It may be quiet, it may be soft, or it may be hard and loud and overpowering. If you have the tempo in your favor, then the game and rounds often go towards you. Tempo and momentum, easily to be mixed up there.
I thought after you said soft and hard, I thought you were going to go down a slew of really suggestible synonyms, but that's fine. I'm glad you didn't go there. You started throwing like crunchy and like airy, whatever it was. But so
that's
good.
Chocolate bars or something, man?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's
yeah.
There's a flavor and a texture for everything at this point.
Yeah, I'm a bit of actually, what am I? A flake Snickers guy?
Oh, flake's a classic. Something about it just works.
What about you?
You know, I actually kind of rate cherry ripe. It's pretty good.
No!
It's pretty good.
End the stream. I'm done. Oh my god.
I wouldn't really even call it an acquired taste. It's just solid. You have it with the coffee, no complaints there. I think it's dark chocolate as well with the cherry ripe inside. It's good balance. Bear in mind though, my palate may be a little bit different because I work as a chef, so.
So yours is more refined than mine.
I don't have baby taste buds, bro. Oh, sweet as chocolate. No, that's not me.
Look, isn't it you're trying hot food all the time? You gotta test it before you serve it or something. You're burning your taste buds, man.
Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. You know, the smart thing to do is to blow on it a few times. But in case you didn't know, Oscar, that's how you cook.
Yeah, that's it. Anytime you blow on the food, it's 3 blows. It instantly cools down to eatable temperature every time.
Debatable. It depends what you're cooking, but I reckon that's a pretty good rule of thumb, to say the very least. But hey, man, Quench is finally back, so I can stop waffling into insanity. And also, one thing to point out as well, Teku, I talked about his util setup coordination with his teammates as well. Even though he's only on 2 frags, the assists, 8 assists, and you see the impact of his util so much in this game. An underrated player on this team, setting up RX-7, Quenchen, and Disco for success. Okay, don't get your hopes up, Salamander. It's a nasty shot. Yes, good timing, good crosshair placement, but you need more than that to bring down Rizecrackers.
Now, starting to bring out that Blade Storm. Salamander looking strong, pulled it out. Quen now trying to get through this B main. And look at that, Rizecrackers have already asserted their dominance on B, man. If they want to get on B, they get on B. Every single time a play has been made, they have just jumped in and absolutely dominated their push on B side. Flank goes down.
That is actually pretty accurate. If the Rizecrackers want to take a site, they usually get it, and it's always been Rain on a retake situation. And for most of them, well, in fact, almost all of them, it hasn't worked out. Benjo has to pull off something monstrous out of his pants. Blade Storm, nice pick onto Quenchen to at least clear B main, but 2v3 and then backside just having to lock down the angles. They have some util, I'm sure, to play with. Nice little clear from Salamander. It's going to be backside, close range angles, and then with the duels! 2v3, they mow them down! A 9-3 deja vu scoreline for map 2.
Switching sides.
How cool is that, man? That felt like a, you know, like you see the scenes like The Walking Dead or something, back to back. Up against the whole zombie. It was just 3 people, but like it was still kind of cool.
Oh.
Man,
Absolute madness, I'm telling you. Because they're playing out of their minds.
They are. You know, I said they had this head screwed on, but it's like they're screwed on, but they're also like floating up into the sky. They're playing so well. That takes confidence, trust, belief. I mean, the communication between both those players to fight a 3-man peak on 2 people. The fact that one of them didn't die either is insane.
Full trust as well in each other to hold each other's backs and those 2 entryways over towards backside. And for the most part, Rain, they knew they had to take the engagement at some point.
No way!
That's a nice little micro attack. We see a lot. Good attempt. Unfortunately, it didn't quite end up into their favor. But Teku, I like this play. Sneaky into their crosses, but Salamander gets the drop on him. Rain, they can win the pistol that they sorely need.
Yeah, man, that was an unbelievable movement. I'm disappointed to see that our Jet there didn't pick up that kill, even though it felt like they were in such an optimal position. But it looks like Haxty is taking it slow. It's a pistol round as well, though. I guess clearing angles, taking time.
Oh my!
The long angle held.
Yep, the buddy up as well resulted in at least a guaranteed trade for the most part. Quentin running up around with the frenzy, can't land anything, can't even get a single kill. An almost flawless round for Rain. Here's the pistol round. Yes, it doesn't really matter too much. You just have to win it. But it's a direly needed round. Potentially, maybe a 5-13 yet again. I don't know. But yes, let's see what happens.
Yeah, they managed to take that first round. Their heads, they're like, hey, all right, guys, we got the first round. And that is certainly a huge mental impact here. And they've all been able to buy Spectres as well. And a cheeky little pupper along with I can't believe I said that. Oh my god, sorry. A dog. I don't want to say pupper ever again. That word comes off so bad. A bulldog. Anyways, back to it. They've got a bulldog on top of it too. We do have just one marshal and a couple shorties here to try and defend the site. No one sitting directly on it here. Now as they find their way straight into hell. RX-7 so close to a headshot, doesn't find it. Finished off through the smoke.
Good finish. And it's a really good side take from Rain, giving Rijcrackers almost a taste of their own medicine. But bear in mind, okay, nice little crosshair placement there. Knows his angles. Salamander, that is. But bear in mind, Rijcrackers, they are on pistols. They're not poised to have any chance of taking this round back. Haxty, good for 1, and he might be done.
Yeah, look, Haxty found 1, definitely rocked with it, and tried to slow down the economy here of Rain, but they certainly did not spend much to try and win this round, and they will not gain much from it, but that's okay. Now it's 5-9, as you called. They would at least get to that 5th round, because when you save, don't exactly get that much money, but now we finally get to see them trying to buy up. This time it is going to be Vandals and Phantoms and Odins all across the board.
Careful here.
The Odin from Haxty, and that's a pretty stock standard angle as well. Over towards B main, playing Fade as well. You have a Seize, you have a Haunt, and I wouldn't be surprised as well if he throws down Seize to lock players potentially in position when he starts and he's just rains down hell through the walls. But the KO Blade, eyes on that. I want to see where it leads. Doesn't catch Haxty. This could be precarious. And they're just rushing onto the sides. Haxty sprays the bullets down range. Good for 1. The frag from Cookie goes astray. Good for none. And the trades, instantaneous. They have each other's backs. Rijcrackers back in action yet again. Binjo, good luck.
Yeah, hey, good luck, man. Put a Vandal in Quen's hands, and it just spells doom. Man, Quen is unbelievable. Now Binjo, a Sheriff in hand. Not exactly a gun worth saving. Still 1 minute left on the clock. Maybe we'll see a Die Hard, you know? Sneaking around in the vents, finding something crazy.
Well,
you ever watch Die Hard?
Not the first one, surprisingly. I've seen 4. But I never really could like...
only 4?
Only 4. I never really understood like the rest of them. Maybe I've seen 3 actually. But
a Die Hard?
Oh, maybe. I don't think it's possible though, because at that long range of an angle, it's gonna be a 145-1. You can't get a one-shot kill, especially when it's basically 1v4 still. This is a Killjoy turret. That's a Phantom 4th man, and given how low Binjo is, he could honestly die to the turret.
Man,
30
now
seconds.
Looking getting through the wall. Quen finds number 4, and that is going to be an absolute cleanup here for the side of the Rijcrackers. They have been waiting to get that round, and they finally picked it up. 5-10. Only 3 more rounds to go.
Only 3.
By the way,
you make
a
it
Die
sound
Hard
easy.
is like
Yeah.
There was a Rick and Morty episode about it recently, making a joke. It's basically someone gets probably preferably a pistol and just sneaks around and kills everybody. That's what I'm referring to.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that sounds like Die Hard. I'll be honest. I'll watch it this Christmas. I promise.
Yeah. I don't get how it's a Christmas movie either, but like, whatever. You know, anything can be a Christmas movie, Christmas game, sloppy salamander on site. Maybe it is time for Christmas. They find a little gift, a little bit of money in their pocket, or it's gonna be a sack of coal. Up to them to decide whether they be good or bad boys. Salamander looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, Teku plays inside the smoke. They know exactly where he is. It was a matter of time before the blind sprays would catch him. 3v3 though, and Wisecrack is there. Killjoy lockdown to play with. Waiting the util out. Arrow runs into a wall. That's unfortunate. He breaks it himself and runs into Disco. That's not how you want to start off this post-plant situation. Tip attack trades yet again. One player standing. Oh no, the flash. Disco knows exactly what's happening. It's perfect. Was that a blind flick by Jokey? I think it was. Another one
my
onto
God.
the box. RX-7 didn't know where he was. A monstrous clutch from Jokey. But there's still 4 rounds down. But Rain, they needed this.
I did not see that coming. I'm not gonna lie.
That was ballsy.
That was confident, and it came off so well. They had the opportunity to squeeze in, and we just saw Jerky blinded, finding a headshot, and then finish up the defuse that just had to go down. Look, Jerky maybe instilled with a little bit of confidence and some team momentum after that, despite being the bottom frag, managed to get a moment of redemption.
Maybe, just maybe. But still, it's 4 rounds to equalize, and the buy, as far as I'm concerned, kind of does favor Rain, I think? Yeah, that's right. And the ultimate as well from Salamander. Splits A-site take. The weaker guns, they have to play cheeky angles and try and get some nasty shots off, but through the smoke arrow, did he just catch 3? Oh my goodness.
God damn! Give this guy a Pokédex. He's catching way too much, bro. He'll pull it up fast before Professor Oak even gets a chance to check in with him. Salamander now looking straight. Oh, does not find the KO. KO finds them.
Hey!
Yo! What? Double
Disco!
headshot. Giving Gwen a chance in this round. Not for long.
High noon! Light speed catches 2 headshots. You'll take those. Killing 2 players in that round, being on an eco round, that's just damage nonetheless. You just take it. And you're still on double digits, still 3 rounds to go. And finally, you have a couple of ultimates online, still retaining Quentin's Killjoy lockdown, the KO, null command for Disco, Haxley, the Nightfall as well. All very successful and beneficial retake util to play with. Assuming they even get into a retake situation.
Man, well, to get into that situation in the first place, you have to set yourself up in that strong foundation. We saw it happen barely because of a clutch or in the tight moments. Yeah, look, RX-7, no retake situations here, mate.
RX-7, Jet on Ascent with an operator. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster for Rain.
RX-7.
And look at this.
Gonna look down mid here.
Good foundations.
Gets the... Yeah.
Sorry, just to say as well, you know, after getting that into pick man advantage, they just don't peek anymore. They just hold, they just wait. Let Rain make the play.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, Disco finds a headshot.
No!
Finds the
Disco!
next headshot, finds another! Gwen gonna clean it up. And a massive flawless round here for the defenders.
Oh my god! The only reason that Disco swung the angle was to protect Gwen, who was basically seized up over towards the little stairs there. He had no room to move. That's why Disco swung it. And they swung him back 1 by 1. He was just popping heads. That's it.
Look, this man can't miss. That's the reason he's playing KO.
That's a tilter. That's a tilter. KO is either 1 or 0. He's a robot. It's code. It's binary. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's why this goes 1-1, man. He couldn't have it as anything else.
Nightfall off of a hound as well. Teku doesn't get detected at all. He's still holding the angle down. I think there was a counter util as well defensively to put them in their place. And look at Rain. They're stuck. No mid control. No A long controls. As far as they're concerned, Wisecrackers could have pushed those angles and taken control.
RX-7 Gonna take their time holding this angle. They know that they have advantage on this map, and B main is kind of just being dawdled around in. Ticking down to a minute left in the map. It looks like Rain maybe have finally decided to make their move. They are tiptoeing. They're currently having their little discussion in the huddle right now. Hey, let's go on 3, guys.
But they are stomping
You
around.
should run.
Oh, Teku,
2,
Paranoia finds money
3.
once again. He just holds them at
Oh
bay.
my god!
Yeah, well, Killjoy lockdown down. They should have free reign of the site. They've yet to clear it though. Oh, well, they have cleared it now. Post-plant situation,
30
but
seconds
retake
left.
once again. No command, and the Killjoy lockdown. 1-for-1 trade. Arrow, what do you got for us?
Okay, Arrow. Nothing, apparently. As Haxty gonna try and push one back.
Yeah.
Killjoy for Killjoy, an eye for an eye. Cookie takes one. Cookie.
Oi!
Okay, that would have been cool if we got taken back. But Quinn now can look for another. Finds it finally, and another headshot straight on Quinn. That is clinical, calm, and controlled. Gonna go for a revive as well as the defense.
Oh my. Oh my. For a second there, it was actually looking up for Rain. They got those 2 key important frags, and then there was a 2v1 just to take down Quenshin and the Killjoy lockdown, which unfortunately they just didn't opt to shoot. Not that it really matters, because Quenshin just popped their bloody heads.
Man,
Match point.
so controlled, so confident, and so successful. They found themselves here at match point, at game point. No, the defense was
Series.
game point and match point, series point, title point. This is not just a game. It's not just a match. This is for the spot of the grand final winner of our EVO Valorant tournament, man.
Placing swarm
Yeah, that's right. What is the prize pool? Honestly, I've got no idea. The website doesn't say, but I'm sure it's a couple $1,000s, so good on them to split it their ways. But money's one thing. It's not a massive sum. It's not life-changing. It's a nice little spare pocket change, but it's pride. And it's respect as well to come out on top.
Well, you know what? Both teams want this glory. Both teams want this prize. Jerky gonna push it off and start it off, putting Spike down.
your
We
fear.
see here from top, they have control. They are spread out. Disco finds another. No. Cookie got another. Oh my god, look at that! Disco and Tekkas denied the ace to finish it up, but what does it matter? A flash off the wall, a flash off the ground, a flash in the sky. Fireworks here for Rice Crackers, and a beautiful sleep to finish it all off. They are gonna snooze so well after taking away their crown as the
Defenders
LPL Valorant EVO winners.
Yep, Season 7 goes to them. Rain had the crown in their logo, but unfortunately they could not take it home. In that final round there, I was quite surprised that they opted for an ulti and an aggressive push to play post-plant with. Maybe it could have worked out, but in a blink of an eye, we didn't even see it. Disco and someone else, they just rack up 4 kills. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Man, what a way to finish it off as well. Leaderboard's actually quite interesting as well. 3 of our players here from Rice Crackers stacked the top, and then the rest from there on looks like it was just about the reigns. Tekkas and Haxty not having the best game in comparison to the other players, but Disco, Nunu, Quen, and RX7. I expected nothing less. Disco, Nunu as well. Ew, man. That's a crazy scoreline to have.
Yeah, absolutely monstrous to say the very least coming out from him. And, in traditional fashion, because it's been a while since I've done one of these, but after every single game with the champions, I always try to organize a interview. And this time, let's just try and get RX7 in here. He's someone that I've talked to a lot. I know him in real life. In fact, we almost went to the same uni together back in New Zealand. But it's good to see how small the world is at times. And Vincent, welcome. Season 7. Grand Finals, champions, 2-0 as well, Rice Crackers, and today was a very different team from what I saw when you play against Team 7.
Yeah, I mean, against Team 7, I think that day we just weren't feeling it, but today we're playing just normal, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I drank a Red Bull for the first time in like 2 years. So, yeah.
All right, a Red Bull for LPL Evo prize pool. Okay, fair enough. I guess it's worth.
Pretty good.
And look, man, how do you feel about winning? I mean, did you and your team do a lot to work together to try and take this victory? Were you screaming, or is this kind of just something you guys pulled together and managed to win?
I mean, we scrim like once every like 2 weeks to a month. We like all of us except for Quinshin don't play the game. Like I'm playing
Huh?
TFT. We have one person playing Balloons Tower Defense. Someone else playing what do you call it? Apex. Some guy that goes to the gym 24/7, and then Quinshin plays. Yeah, Quinshin plays Valorant.
Well, he's grinding so hard that those PCs just breaking down, and everyone else. Now we know what you guys are doing during those tech pauses, to say the very least. But hey, look, today, right? To say the very least, map 1, that was comfortable. You guys were dominating. Map 2, things got a little bit closer. But at any point, did you guys ever feel pressured that maybe I was going over towards map 3?
Not really. I think our like Quinshin's our IGL, and he just calls and we just do it. And I think he has a good read on what they're doing. They're showing like a lot of info for no reason, or like it's really obvious what their setup is. So I think the rounds that we lost, we're just ego peaking. Like it's not that our map play is worse.
Yeah.
We're just ego peaking, or yeah.
Or
That's pretty much
monstrous clutches coming out of individual players on Rain that we saw a few times there.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar, that's all from me. Anything from you to finish things off?
Look, man, congrats on your big win.
thank
You gonna
you.
celebrate? Are you gonna like hang out with the boys? Are you gonna play a TFT game with everyone? Some Bloons Tower Defense?
Nah, I think we all play different games. but like I think for us it's they've been in the spot. I've won Evo before, so this is like we just want to be in Legends, I guess. And this is just for fun. So
And so all it is, a group of friends here to have fun, and next season, guaranteed placement into Legends. So, well, goal achieved, and I suppose on that note, wish you the very best for next season.
awesome. I love you, man. All right.
Congratulations. Big win. Big game today, man. I mean, Rice Crackers, they found their footing, and look, I'm not gonna say they didn't slip once, man. They looked like they were stumbling, but they're actually just starting their sprint. That's all.
Yeah. In my opinion, like at no point there, they really pulled. They had to pull out in some big brain strats or mind blowing plays. For the most part, it just looked pretty stock standard. They just get a few picks, man advantage, and they just play together as a team. They work the site, and then they just play crossfire angles, holding each other's backs, and that was all it took. At certain points there, we saw util dumps and good coordination, as I keep pointing out, over towards the B site, of the C's over towards the stairs, Nightfall and whatever, and it just smokes, and of course angle checking, mollies over towards logs. But at the end of the day, it really wasn't needed. It was just a game of numbers.
There it is. Hey, well, to finish it up, obviously I'll let you close it out, Digital, but make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. Anyone out there following along, I'm Quicksand at quicksand_digital. You can plug yours too. Close things out for us.
Yeah, that's right. At Digital Cast, you guys already on my channel. You know who I am. You know who we are now. So we hope you all enjoyed the show. This is it. LPL Valorant Evo Season 7, last game. And we'll see you next season. Have a great night, everyone.